have to pardon my voice. I'm getting it back, but I was just gonna, thank you. Don't start time yet, sorry. Give me those few seconds. Thanks. Well, as she said, you are no veteran at speaking, so it's a little intimidating when I was going to be evaluating you, but after talking last night and knowing what your topic was, I was actually really excited. So in honor of your topic, I am going to use one of my favorite apps, my Evernote app, which some of you may use to give your evaluation for the notes that I was taking. So what I really liked, part of my evaluation is actually going to be evaluation not of a speech, but of his preparation going into it, your mindset. Preparation I know lack of, but your mindset going into it and your attitude going into it. What I really liked is one of the things you mentioned for his topic was going to be on apps, and you know there's all these controversies coming out with our phones are actually making us less social, less communicating with people. One of the things he said is, excuse me, instead of going against it, he's going to go with it. And so I really like that, and instead of like fighting it, you wanted the audience to enjoy themselves. And I think there was a great balance of interaction, information, and even shock factor. And one of the things that I really liked is posing that survey right away at the beginning. It got us really thinking, but also I liked when you said, you know, are you drooling yet? When you mentioned everyone pull out their phones. What I really like too about that interaction is the questions that you posed got us not only engaged with you as a speaker, but it actually got us engaged with each other, because I looked around at everyone else when you asked how many people have this many apps, and we're all looking at each other like, how many apps do you have? You know, we're kind of like judging each other like, whoa, you know? So I really like that. And honestly, your transparency about your speech preparation or lack of at the beginning, it almost brought a sense of comfort and relaxation to the atmosphere, knowing as you as a veteran, it almost, I don't know if we felt it, but just kind of like relaxed a little bit. You got us laughing, like, okay, this is gonna be a fun speech. And that was a big thing. So I had reminded you in our phone call about one of your Toastmasters tip, if any of you were here when he played a guitar. And in his Toastmaster tip, he did mention we need to be more impromptu. That's I think we're on opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm more like type A, like what am I gonna say verbatim? And I reminded him when he said, I haven't really prepared very much. I'm like, well, remember that there's a balance between impromptu but knowing your key points. And one of the things that I also appreciated about his mindset coming into it was his situational awareness. Knowing that there were 5 speakers, not knowing the length of those speeches, time management was going to be key. And you did come up with a solution for that. But I know with your topic too, with all the interaction, I don't know what happened there. That was another challenge too, was having the audience give input. Is you can't control how long other people are going to be talking, so just having your conclusion, and also we're going to be distracted and having our phones out, and so I was afraid that people were going to be distracted in just all the apps they learned about and not hearing your conclusion. So in conclusion, I want to say that I know one of the things though the point where you're at is he's just wanting to give back to Toastmasters for the people who went before him. So one of my challenges to you for that is, I was going to say develop an app or write a book on apps, but I think one of the things of all you've learned in Toastmasters that I appreciate about you and your wisdom and your mentorship for all of us is maybe even consider, honestly, like writing a book, and I say that with all seriousness, writing a book or something to give back to Toastmasters. So thank you.